Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your daily analysis for the S&P 500 for the trading session dated Tuesday 15th of October. I'm recording the video now 5:15 in the evening, Tuesday the 15th, New York time. At the daily chart level, our wave count remains the same. I was expecting some downwards movement for Tuesday's session as a second wave correction either began or completed, which is exactly what we've got. It's really shallow though. I have two hourly wave counts, the first looking at the possibility that the second wave correction is over, and the second looking at the possibility that it might continue another 1 or 2 days. If intermediate wave 5 is to have a Fibonacci time relationship, it may last a Fibonacci 13 days or sessions, which would see it end about the 28th of October. However, a word of caution about that date expectation. Those Fibonacci time relationships really are not very reliable. So it's a date to look out for. It's a really rough guideline or indication not to be relied upon. Fibonacci price relationships, however, for the S&P are somewhat reliable. At 1764, primary wave C in its entirety would reach equality in length with primary wave A. Within this final fifth wave up of this whole movement for cycle wave B, which began at the end of the credit crunch at 666.79, within the final fifth wave up, no second wave correction may move beyond the start of the first below 1646.47. So when this final fifth wave is up, this wave count expects a huge trend change at cycle degree, but that's not quite here yet. The structure for the final fifth wave needs to complete. Let's have a look at the start here, with the start of intermediate 5 here. There's this point down here. So we have a completed 5-wave impulse up for a first wave, and now we either have a completed expanded flat correction for a second wave over here, or it's going to continue sideways. If it's over here, it's really close to the 0.236 Fibonacci ratio of minor wave 1, and there's perfect ratios here. Minute wave B is just over 105% the length of minute A, and minute C is just over half a point off 1.618 the length of minute wave A. So that's a really typical expanded flat. I would expect, if this wave count's correct, we should see upwards movement starting tomorrow, and from this low on upwards, if we can see a clear 5-wave structure, when you look at the subdivisions on the 15 or 5-minute chart, if the upwards movement subdivides as a 5, then I would expect minor wave 3 may be underway. At 1760, minor wave 3 would reach equality length with minor wave 1. That's the target calculation I'm using if the second wave was this shallow. Alternatively, if we just move this labelling down 1 degree, then this may be just either wave A or, more likely, wave W of a double flat or a double combination. If minor wave 2 is going to continue further sideways and take up a bit more time to be better in proportion to minor wave 1. For this possibility, the next upwards movement needs to subdivide as a 3-wave structure. X waves don't have a maximum point. They can make a new price extreme beyond the start of the W wave, so there's no upper price point which differentiates the two wave counts today. It's the structure, and I have to pay very careful attention to the structure of any upwards movement tomorrow to determine which wave count's correct. The purpose of double flats and double combinations is to take up time and move price sideways, and they occur when the first structure didn't last long enough. So it's certainly possible that minor wave 2 could continue further sideways as a double flat or double combination. If that's the case, I would expect a little bit of movement below this point, but not too much. I'd expect very choppy, overlapping, mostly sideways movement for another 1 or 2 days or sessions. Movement below 1695.93 would invalidate the main hourly wave count and confirm this alternate. Minor wave 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 below 1646.47. The maximum depth I would expect for this structure, if it is a double flat or combination, would be the 0.382 Fibonacci ratio at 1686.37, For this structure, I wouldn't expect it now to reach down to the 0.618. That's not what doubles do. They don't trend sharply against the main direction. So we got the downwards movement I was expecting. It's really shallow though. It subdivides beautifully as an expanded flat. The only question today is, was that it for the second wave correction, or are we going to see more choppy overlapping sideways movement for another 1 or 2 days yet before the third wave up begins? That's all for me today with your S&P analysis, and I hope that all our members had a most fabulous day.